clean the room and do the yoga.
Hi, Pikachu. Hi, handsome.
Okay, so we're doing the short version of the Ashtanga Yoga primary series, and I'm going to clean up the room while I put on some chill music to get ready. And I'm doing the yoga first today because I'm in a lot of pain because I've been riding the bike a lot for deliveries. Even though it's an electric bike, my back is really sore. So, and I've also been working out a lot, and today I'm going to do a different, I'm going to do the same kind of workout but lighter volume. It's going to be mostly shadow boxing, kickboxing. So I'll just put on the music and start cleaning up the room. In about 5 minutes, we're going to do the Ashtanga Yoga primary series, the short version.
So that is a nice little tank. If I put this in the language of Oriental philosophy and religion, it would be something like this. The Buddha said that wisdom must come only from the abandonment of selfish craving or desire. The Buddha said that wisdom must come only from the abandonment of selfish craving or desire. One who abandons that desire attains nirvana, which is supreme peace, liberation. Nirvana means in Sanskrit, blow out. That is, exhale the breath. Exhale the breath. The opposite, desire, is to breathe in. Now if you breathe in and hold it, you lose your breath. But if you breathe out, it comes back to you. It comes back to you. The Buddha said that wisdom must come only from the abandonment of selfish craving or desire. The Buddha said that wisdom must come only from the abandonment of selfish craving or desire. So the principle here is, if you want life, don't cling to it. Let go. Let go. But the problem is, if I desire not to desire, is that not already desire? How can I desire not to desire? How can I surrender myself when myself is precisely an urge to hold on, cling to life, to continue to survive. To survive. To survive. The Buddha said that wisdom must come only from the abandonment of selfish craving or desire. The Buddha said that wisdom must come only from the abandonment of selfish craving or desire. I can see rationally that by clinging to myself I may strangle myself. I may be like a person who has a bad habit, as a result of which he is committing suicide. And he knows that, but can't give it up, because the means of death are so steep.
So I do the cleaning before I start, and I live stream the cleaning and the clearing of the room because it's part of the practice. Your mind is like this open space that this stuff builds up in layer by layer, just one grain of sand, one grain of dust at a time, every day. And if you're not sweeping your mind and wringing your tissues out every day, then this old trauma, this old stuff is building up in you, in your body, in your mind, and emotions. So we sweep it up every day, and you saw in one day how much stuff I was able to sweep into that little corner. And that's just from this room and the hallway right outside the room. So it's part of the meditation, it's part of the yoga practice to clean, it's part of the martial arts to sweep and mop the room also. And we'll get started here in just a minute when I put the mat down. So this is a foam roller, and I'm doing the yoga first today because I have a lot of back pain today from the working out, from work, delivering food on the electric bikes. So like 8 hours a day I'm riding around the city on my electric bikes and rotating, and when the battery dies, going right back out during the busiest times. So there's a lot of tension that builds up and old injuries in my back. And I've had these injuries since high school and middle school wrestling. But in spite of those injuries, I've been able to get gold medals, fight against ISIS on the front lines, and survive really crazy, dangerous situations, like being a political prisoner and guards putting a Nazi in my cell to attack me. So I continue managing injuries with this yoga practice, with my daily routine, because I'm putting out into the universe the message that no matter what comes, I'm going to keep doing this practice. And if I get injured, I will use the practice to rehabilitate myself and heal back to the level of fitness and ability I was at before, to the best of my ability. And I've seen people in jiu-jitsu missing an arm or a leg or fingers, all of the above. A guy with one arm, one leg. I've seen a guy with no legs training, and they were in the best possible shape that they could be because they kept showing up no matter what happened. And I found those people to be really inspiring. So that helps a lot to roll the knots out of my back. And I'll put the music back on here in a minute when we start the yoga. I'm going to open with the opening mantra for Ashtanga Yoga, which means thank you to the teachers of the past, present, and future who bring this practice to us from the meditators in the jungle. May all beings everywhere. They bring this practice to us from the meditators in the jungle because it eases the suffering of existence. And I'll do a mantra at the end. The closing mantra means good luck, blessings to those who rule with compassion and wisdom. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. Peace, peace, perfect peace. Vande Gurunam Charanarvinde Sandarshitas Padma Sukhava Bodhe Nirshe Se Jangalikaya Mani Samsara hala hala mohashantiye Abahu Purushakaram Shankasakra Siddharinam Sahasra Shirasam Shwetam Pranamami Patanjalim Om. And we will begin.
Expected. All these vibrations are such stuff as dreams are made of. We are such stuff as dreams are made of. We are such stuff as dreams are made of. And our little life is rather this. And said so well, it doesn't seem so So that is a nice little tangle. If I put this in the language of Oriental philosophy and religion, it would be something like this. The Buddha said that wisdom must come only from the abandonment of selfish craving or desire. The Buddha said that wisdom must come only from the abandonment of selfish craving or desire. One who abandons that desire attains nirvana, which is supreme peace, liberation. Nirvana means in Sanskrit, blow out. That is, exhale the breath. Exhale the breath. The opposite, desire, is to breathe in. Now if you breathe in and hold it, you lose your breath. But if you breathe out, it comes back to you. It comes back to you. The Buddha said that wisdom must come only from the abandonment of selfish craving or desire. The Buddha said that wisdom must come only from the abandonment of selfish craving or desire. So the principle here is, if you want life, don't cling to it. Let go. Let go. But the problem is, if I desire not to desire, is that not already desire? How can I desire not to desire? How can I surrender myself when myself is precisely an urge to hold on, cling to life, to continue to survive. To survive. To survive. The Buddha said that wisdom must come only from the abandonment of selfish craving or desire. The Buddha said that wisdom must come only from the abandonment of selfish craving or desire. I can see rationally that by clinging to myself I may strangle myself. I may be like a person who has a bad habit, as a result of which he is committing suicide. And he knows that, but can't give it up, because the means of death are so sweet. Good at my job. How can I tell? How would I know if I were manipulating reality? Because that's sort of what it felt like.
That guy's kind of dumb. Some of it's good stuff. Some of it's nonsense.
By way of example, let's say it's an average adult day, and you get up in the morning, go to your challenging white-collar college graduate job, and you work hard for 8 or 10 hours, and at the end of the day you're tired and somewhat stressed, and all you want is to go home and have a good supper and maybe unwind for an hour and then hit the sack early, because of course you have to get up the next day and do it all again. But then you remember there's no food at home. You haven't had time to shop this week because of your challenging job. And so now, after work, you have to get in your car and drive to the supermarket. It's the end of a work day, and the traffic is apt to be very bad. So getting to the store takes way longer than it should. And when you finally get there, the supermarket is very crowded, because of course it's the time of day when all the other people with jobs also try to squeeze in some grocery shopping. And the store is hideously fluorescently lit and infused with soul-killing music or corporate pop. And it's pretty much the last place you want to be. But you can't just get in and quickly out. You have to wander all over the huge, overlit store's confusing aisles to find the stuff you want. And you have to maneuver your junky cart through all these other tired, hurried people with carts. Eventually, you get all your supper supplies, except now it turns out there aren't enough checkout lanes open, even though it's the end of the day rush. So the checkout line is incredibly long, which is stupid and infuriating. Stupid and infuriating. Which is stupid and infuriating. Stupid and infuriating. But you can't take your frustration out on the frantic lady working the register, who is overworked at a job whose daily tedium and meaninglessness surpasses the imagination of any of us here at a prestigious college. But anyway, you finally get to the checkout line's front, and you pay for your food, and get told to have a nice day, in a voice that is the absolute voice of death. And then you have to take your creepy, flimsy plastic bags of groceries in your cart with the one crazy wheel that pulls maddeningly to the left, all the way out to the crowded, bumpy, littery parking lot. And then you have to drive all the way home through slow, heavy, SUV-intensive rush hour traffic, etc., etc. Everyone here has done this, of course. But it hasn't yet been part of you graduates' actual life routine. Day after week, after month, after year. 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 But it will be. And many more dreary, annoying, seemingly meaningless routines beside. But that is not the point. The point is that petty, frustrating crap like this is exactly where the work of choosing is going to come in. Because the traffic jams and crowded aisles and long checkout lines give me time to think. And if I don't make a conscious decision about how to think and what to pay attention to, I'm going to be pissed and miserable every time I have to shop. Because my natural default setting is the certainty that situations like this are really all about me. About my hungriness and my fatigue and my desire to just get home. And it's going to seem for all the world like everybody else is just in my way. And who are all these people in my way? And look at how repulsive most of them are, and how stupid and cow-like and dead-eyed or non-human they seem in the checkout line. Or at how annoying and rude it is when people are talking loudly on cell phones in the middle of the line. And look at how deeply, personally unfair this is. Or, of course, if I'm in a more socially conscious liberal arts form of my default setting, I can spend time in the end-of-the-day traffic being disgusted about all the huge, stupid, lane-blocking SUVs and Hummers and V12 pickup trucks burning their wasteful, selfish 40-gallon tanks of gas. And I can dwell on the fact that the patriotic or religious bumper stickers always seem to be on the biggest, most disgustingly selfish vehicles, driven by the ugliest. This is an example of how not to think. I do. Okay, yes. We are born. We're all born now. But has it ever occurred to you? The process that creates this boredom that we see in the world now may very well be a self-perpetuating, unconscious form of brainwashing created by a world totalitarian government based on money. And that all of this is much more dangerous than one thinks. And it's not just a question of individual survival, but that somebody who's bored is asleep, and that somebody who's asleep will not say no. I keep meeting these people. I mean, just a few days ago, I met this man that my greatly admires, a Swedish physicist, and he told me that he no longer watches television, he doesn't read newspapers, and he doesn't read magazines. He's completely cut them out of his life because he really does feel that we're living in some kind of Orwellian nightmare now, and that everything that you hear now contributes to turning you into a robot. When I was in Finland, I met this extraordinary English tree expert who devoted his life to saving trees. 84 years old, he always travels with a backpack. He never knows where he's going to be tomorrow. When I met him in Finland, he said to me, "Where are you from?" And I said, "New York." He said, "New York, yes, that's a very interesting place. Do you know a lot of New Yorkers who keep talking about the fact that they want to leave but never do?" I said, "Oh, yes." And he said, "Why do you think they don't leave?" I think we're different without views. He said, "Oh, I don't think it's that way at all." He said, "I think that New York is the new model for the new concentration camp, where the camp has been built by the inmates themselves, and the inmates are the guards, and they have this pride in this thing they built. They built their own prison. And so they exist in a state of schizophrenia, where they're both guards and prisoners, and as a result, they no longer have, having been lobotomized, the capacity to leave the prison they made, or to even see it as a prison." And then he went into his pocket and he took out a seed for a tree, and he said, "This is a pine tree. Put it in my hand." And he said, "Escape before it's too late. Escape before it's too late. Escape before it's too late. You should get out. Get out of here. Escape before it's too late. Escape before it's too late. Escape before it's too late. This is the beginning of the rest of the future now. Escape before it's too late." See, actually, for 2-3 years now, Jackie and I had this very unpleasant feeling that we really should get out. That we really should feel like Jews in Germany in the late 30s. Get out of here. Of course, the problem is where to go, because it seems quite obvious that the whole world is going in the same direction. See, I think it's quite possible that the 1960s represented the last burst of the human being before he was extinguished, and that this is the beginning of the rest of the future now, that from now on there'll simply be all these robots walking around, feeling nothing, thinking nothing, and there'll be nobody left almost to remind them that there once was a species called a human being, with feelings and thoughts, and that history and memory are right now being erased, and soon nobody will really remember that life existed on the planet. Escape before it's too late. Escape before it's too late. You should get out. Get out of here. Escape before it's too late. Escape before it's too late. Escape before it's too late. This is the beginning of the rest of the future now. Escape before it's too late.
So this has been the Ashtanga Yoga primary series, the short version. And I'm going to close now with the closing mantra, which again means good luck or blessings to those who lead with compassion and wisdom. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. Peace, peace, perfect peace. Om. Swasti prajabhyah paripalayantam Nayena margena mahimahisha Go Brahmane Bhya Palipala Shrimatsi Nityam Lokaha Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So I'm going to get some pillows for cushions and we'll jump right into the meditation on the Buddha, because yoga prepares the body for meditation. And while I'm wrapping up with the yoga, I just want to put it out there that it's better if you practice with a teacher in person to learn yoga or martial arts or meditation or anything. But the far right is trying to occupy yoga all over the country, all over the world. They're trying to hijack and co-opt the yoga practice. And even here in Tallahassee, there's somebody who, I filter all my comments for this reason. Someone's trying to get in my comments like, oh, hey, I knew a friend of yours and, oh, let me send you some money, and, somebody was being racist to me because I'm white and you should come help me. Like, no, that's not a thing. And this is a yoga teacher here in Tallahassee getting in my comments, saying these things, trying to invite me to come to this yoga studio. Based on those comments alone, I will never go to your yoga studio. And this is why I became a yoga teacher, so that I could have my own practice and not have to associate with far-right people at martial arts or yoga or meditation. So just be aware that these people will try to infiltrate yoga, martial arts, and meditation studios and gyms, and that it's up to you to call them out on their bullshit, and don't just take anyone's word for it if they're telling you that some kind of racist dog whistle, or that they're psychic, or something that's obviously not true. Ghosts aren't real. Don't let people paint you into a psychological corner because you're polite. Tell them, well, I think that's dumb, I think you're dumb. And, but we can practice together. Just don't try to sell your snake oil to me. Because there are a lot of fraudsters in the yoga, martial arts, and meditation community. Buddhism's great, we're using our imagination. Yoga's great, chakras are you using your imagination to visualize your nervous system, to facilitate natural responses with digestion, with the immune system, with the healing process, and so on. Don't let anybody lie to you to sell their book or whatever they've got going on. So just be aware of toxic people in the martial arts, yoga, and meditation communities, and don't let them push you around or convince you of something that is obviously not true. So I'll shut up. I'm going to put on some more music while I set up the meditation cushions, which are just pillows. I put 3 pillows for my butt and then 1 or 2 pillows for my legs, because your hips should be higher than your knees so you can sit comfortably. And then I put some extra pillows for the cats. Hey. But I recommend you take a bathroom break, drink some caffeine to help you stay alert for the meditation. And we'll get started here in just a minute.
The envelope of creativity.
So I put a little towel over my legs or a blanket when it's really cold, just to keep my knees warm so I stay comfortable. And now I'm going to play a guided meditation led by the Buddhist nuns at the Shravasti Abbey. And this is a Tibetan Buddhist visualization meditation on the Buddha. And that just means that we're using our imagination to picture the Buddha and to imagine a bunch of very nice scenarios in order to build a mental pattern so that we look at the world through this filter, right? And then this way, we will have a better worldview and we will have the motivations to help others and to help ourselves and to work for good merit, good karma, and have an ethical framework through which to approach the world in our interactions with others. So we're about to start right now. If you want to have another sip of caffeine, and we'll begin. And if you're not into it, then just sit quietly and turn off the volume for the next 30 to 40 minutes and focus on your exhales.
This aspiration to be a benefit to these, not to harm them, to benefit them, and in our understanding, the best benefit is to actually, for beings to be liberated from cyclic existence, and we aim to become Buddhas in order to help beings to be free in this way. So generate those thoughts in your own way. So the Buddha is laid out in sadhana for us, helping us to generate these various mind states. And she starts by having us think about all of our potential, all the kind of positive qualities that we can develop. Infinite love, compassion, wisdom, skillful means. So imagine what it would feel like to be those qualities. Just let yourself love, wisdom, try to feel the expansiveness and peace in your heart. The wisdom that it takes to have this kind heart. To be unencumbered in any way. Vast and expansive. Taking everything that's happening in this world, reaching out to every being, human and otherwise, to benefit each one. imagine that these qualities of love, compassion, wisdom, skillful means appear in front of you in the form of Shakyamuni Buddha. So imagine this Buddha in front of you, a space in front of you made of radiant, transparent light. He's sitting on a throne, above which is an open lotus flower and cushions of the sun and lotus. This entire visualization is made of radiant, transparent light. But you're imagining a living being with a light body. So you feel yourself in the presence of a Buddha. But Buddha's body is golden in color. He wears the robes of a monastic. His right hand, with the palm down, rests on his right knee. And the earth touching Buddha. And his left hand is in his lap holding a bowl of nectar. And this nectar is the medicine to cure our afflictions and all of our hindrances. And the Buddha's face is very beautiful. You can look at the Buddha's eyes. He's smiling, his eyes are smiling. He's looking at you with total acceptance. And as he looks at you, he's also encompassing all sentient beings. The Buddha's eyes are very peaceful, long and narrow. His lips are red, his earlobes are long. Imagine rays of light radiating from every pore of the Buddha's body. This golden light going out to all the parts of the universe, touching beings, carrying miniature Buddhas to help beings. And as they complete their work, they dissolve back into the Buddha. The Buddha is surrounded by the entire lineage of spiritual teachers, all the meditational deities, innumerable other Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Arhats, Dakas, Dakinis, Dharma protectors. And at the side, near each spiritual mentor, is an elegant table, and on it are Dharma books. The sounds of the Dharma fill there. And they're all so happy that we're here doing this together. Imagine the mind's just blissful and peaceful, gazing at all sentient beings. So you imagine that actually you were surrounded by all sentient beings in human form. Your mother of this life is on your left. Your father of this life is on your right. Any people you have difficulty with, you imagine in front of you, facing the Buddha, keeping them there for protection. Family and friends are nearby, countless strangers fill the space around you. All of us are looking to the Buddha for guidance. So first we need to cultivate a sense of refuge. So we think of all the dangers of psychic existence. Just think about how things are not secure. Run into dissatisfaction, often dukkha, often. And people, all the beings around us, all the sentient beings around us, are also in the same boat, floundering in psychic existence. And many of them have not met any kind of teachings that will help them. out of this quagmire. So we generate compassion. And now think of the wonderful qualities of the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, and generate this sense of confidence in them, in their ability to guide you out of all of these recurring problems. To take refuge in the causes, this kind of concern, this kind of alarm, fear, okay? And also this confidence and faith, and the compassion. So it is possible, on the basis of your present life and mind, to free yourself from all of these undesirable experiences. So resolve to explore that possibility to the fullest. Feel great trust and confidence in the three jewels, and open your heart to rely upon it to guide you and others from all of these difficulties of cyclic existence, and bring us to the peace, liberation, full awakening. So as we do these refuge verses, starting here, now we're at the top of page 21. We'll be taking refuge in the Buddha, and we imagine actually leading all of the sentient beings around us and going for refuge. And we visualize white, radiant light flowing from all of the Buddhas, the spiritual mentors, bodhisattvas, all of these holy beings flowing into us and all the beings around us. And this light completely purifies all of our destructive karmic imprints and afflictions. And it also brings all the realizations of the path. So put your hands in prayer position. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Dharmaya. Namo Sanghaya. Namo Gurubhya. 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 Namo Buddhaya. Namo Dharmaya. Namo Sanghaya. we turn our thoughts to others and think about how much we depend upon other beings for everything that we have, everything we know, everything we use, everything we enjoy, our food, clothing, resources of every kind. These come due to the efforts of others. Our knowledge, talents, good qualities, these too are developed due to the kindness of others. And our ability to practice the Dharma certainly depends on others who brought the teachings to us over the millennia, generating realizations in their mind and teaching. So this is a very great kindness, all of these things we want to bring to mind. Our innermost wish is to be free from suffering. And this is the case for everyone else as well. We want to be happy. All beings want to be happy. And like us, they encounter many difficulties, problems, sufferings. And usually, actually, their difficulties are more so than our own. Not always, but often. And when we examine our capacity to help beings, we find that we're actually quite limited. And we know from practice that if we can reduce our anger, our attachment, our ignorance, our various faults, and if we can increase all of our good qualities, we're really going to be in a position to benefit beings. Imagine if we had just this generous heart, gives so easily, takes delight in giving, the kind of ethics that doesn't harm, because that just ingrained fortitude, loving kindness, compassion, wisdom, will be in excellent position to help beings by having our good qualities developed. And if we develop them fully, like Buddha does, then we'll be able to be at the greatest benefit to beings. So we generate this altruistic intention in order to be able to benefit beings most effectively. So as we take refuge and generate bodhicitta, imagine that light is flowing into you from all of these Buddhas and holy beings. And it's flowing into you and all the sentient beings around you. So we're on the top of page 22. I take refuge until I have awakened in the Buddhas, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By the merit I create, by engaging in generosity, and the other far-reaching practices, may I attain Buddhahood in order to benefit all sentient beings. I take refuge until I have awakened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By the merit I create, by engaging in generosity, and the other far-reaching practices, may I attain Buddhahood in order to benefit all sentient beings. I take refuge until I have awakened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By the merit I create, by engaging in generosity, and the other far-reaching practices, may I attain Buddhahood in order to benefit all sentient beings. So imagine the Buddha is so pleased with your altruistic intention. And the replica emerges from the Buddha, comes to the crown of your head, melts into golden light, flows into you. Feel that you and the Buddha have become inseparable. Feel very close to the Buddha. allow your mind to be transformed and inspired. Let go of all conceptions you have about yourself. Let go of any self-denigrating thoughts. Let go of the concept of inherent existence and meditate on emptiness. As your heart appears a small Buddha, reed of light, he radiates the light of wisdom and compassion in all directions throughout the entire universe. And this light transforms all sentient beings into Buddhas in all environments into pure lands, which are places where all the circumstances are conducive to practicing the Dharma and generating realizations. So imagine this. You've transformed all sentient beings into Buddhas, and all environments into pure lands. In your imagination, oh, why hasn't this become a reality? These sentient beings have bias, prejudice, we lack love, compassion, and joy. So now we want to wish ourselves and others to have all of these qualities. So we contemplate the four immeasurables. We do this to reinforce our own felt experience of love, compassion, joy, and equanimity for everyone. Friends, strangers, enemies, relatives, people we don't like, who we don't trust, anyone, everyone. So as we say these four immeasurables, you want to listen to yourself say the words and contemplate as you were saying. We'll pause between each of the four. May all sentient beings have happiness and its causes. May all sentient beings be free of suffering and its causes. May all sentient beings not be separated from sorrowless bliss. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free of bias, attachment, and anger. So, in order to achieve what we've just been aspiring towards, we need to purify our activities, and we need a lot of merit. We need to abandon things and adopt things. So when we do the 7-line prayer, this encompasses all this abandoning and adopting things. So we'll pause after each line. And you want to raise your hands in the prayer position, please. Reverently I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind. So imagine yourself and all the beings, the sentient beings around you, making prostrations to all the holy beings in front of you in the field of merit, repeatedly prostrating. And present clouds of every type of offering, actual and mentally transformed. So imagine offering everything beautiful to the Buddha and all the holy beings. You can fill the sky with offerings. Make it very lovely and beautiful. You can think of flowers and fields and just everything that you love. Offer to all the holy beings. You can do this repeatedly. I confess all my destructive actions accumulated since the beginning of this time. So now you take a glance meditation for powers. So for this, bring to mind something that you wish to purify, some fault or mistake. Bring it clearly to mind and generate regret for that. And then the other permanent powers are taking refuge in your bodhicitta, which we're doing in the practice. The practice itself will be the remedial action, but make a determination not to do this action again. And rejoice in the virtues of all holy and ordinary beings. So think of common sentient beings like ourselves, the holy beings, and delight and take, rejoice in all of the virtue created by any kind of being. Let go of any jealousy, envy, and just rejoice in the goodness of the world. Use your own life experience. Think of things, people who you want to rejoice. Verse. Please remain until cyclic existence ends. So now we offer a double dorje. This symbolizes long life. And we offer this to the holy beings. We do this requesting them to live long, to always be a part of our life. And you can do this multiple times in your imagination. And turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. So again, make this offering. You're offering with both hands this beautiful 1,000-spoke Dharma wheel, golden in color. Offering this to the teachers and the Buddhas to guide you and to continue to teach the Dharma. Seventh one. I dedicate all the virtues of myself and others to the Great Awakening. So now we steer these limbs toward full awakening for ourselves and all beings. Now offer the mandala. Here we imagine everything beautiful in the universe, offering it to all holy beings with the wish that they will continue to teach and guide us and that we can generate realizations in our mind. This ground anointed with perfume, flowers strewn mounts may brew for land, sun, and moon. Imagined as a Buddha land and offered to you, may all beings enjoy this pure land. The objects of attachment, aversion, and ignorance, friends, enemies, and strangers, my body, wealth, and enjoyments, I offer these without any sense of loss. Please accept them with pleasure and inspire me and others to be free from the three poisonous attitudes. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamniryata imagine all the holy beings just delighted, and they receive your offerings. And the offerings melt into light, dissolve into them, and these all absorb into the Buddha's heart. And then immediately he radiates light back to you, filling your body and mind. And this light inspires you to accomplish the path to full awakening. So in order to progress along the path, we need to develop realizations. And in order to do this, we need the inspiration of the lineage of spiritual mentors, especially your principal teacher or your root guru, who is the one who has touched your heart deeply. If you don't have a specific teacher, just think about Shakyamuni Buddha, or maybe you have a connection in your mind with His holiness. And when you read this request, page 25. Glorious and precious root guru, sit upon the lotus and moon seat on my crown, guiding me with your great kindness. Bestow upon me the attainments of your body, speech, and mind. So then, at this point, you imagine that a replica of your teacher in the aspect of the Buddha emerges from the Buddha in front of you. And it comes to sit on a lotus and moon disc on the crown of your head, facing the same direction as you. So then this Buddha on the crown of your head is going to act as an advocate for you to request inspiration from the entire field of merit as we continue with the request. And we're doing the long one on page 26. Buddha, unequal teacher and guide, venerable protector Maitreya, successor, superior Sangha prophesied by Buddha, to you three Buddhas and Bodhisattvas I make request. Buddha, head of the Shakya clan, the foremost guide, peerless in expounding emptiness, Manjushri, embodiment of the Buddha's complete wisdom, exalted Nagarjuna, best of the superiors who sees the profound meaning, to you three crowning jewels of clear exposition I make request. Atisha, upholder of this great vehicle, who sees the profundity of dependent arising, Drone Rinpoche, elucidator of this good path, to these two ornaments of the world I make request. Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of outrageous compassion, Manjushri, masteress of flawless wisdom, Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the snowy land sages, Losangapa, I make request at your feet. Holder of the white lotus, embodiment of all the conqueror's compassion, guide benefiting migrating beings in the land of snow mountains and beyond, sole deity and refuge Tenzin Gyatso, at your feet I make request. The eyes through whom the vast scriptures are seen, supreme doors for the fortunate who would cross over to spiritual freedom, illuminators whose wise means vibrate with compassion, to the entire line of spiritual mentors I make request. So you imagine all of the figures in the field of merit melting into light and dissolving into the central figure of the Buddha in front of you. All the Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas, the Arhats, Dakas, the Kimis, Dharma protectors, all of these beings melt into light and dissolve into the central figure of Shakyamuni Buddha. And now Shakyamuni Buddha embodies the three jewels. And this Buddha absorbs to the Buddha on the crown of your head. And then as we recite the Buddha's mantra, try to let your mind be very open and receptive. Imagine this white light flowing into you from the Buddha on the crown of your head. It purifies all your negativities, all your obscurations, and it generates within you the realizations of the stages of the path. So we'll recite the Buddha's mantra together. Tayata Om Mune Mune Maha Mune Soha. Tayata Om Mune Mune Maha Mune Mahamune Soha. Tayata Om Mune 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 Mune Mahamune Soha. Now, establish the visualization of Shakyamuni Buddha above the crown of your head, made of golden, transparent, radiant light, a living being. And this Buddha melts into light, dissolves into you. Your body, speech, and mind become inseparable from those of the Buddha. And then we'll make the dedication prayers, starting on the page that we're on in the Sangha, which is 27. Due to this merit, may we soon attain the awakened state of Guru Buddha, that we may be able to liberate all sentient beings from their suffering. May the precious Bodhi mind, not yet born, arise and grow. May that born have no decline, but increase forevermore.
So this has been the meditation on the Buddha, led by the Tibetan Buddhist nuns at Travesty Abbey. And I like this format because it works for me. I like using the imagination to visualize these things. I like the repetition of doing the same practice every day. And the mantra, I know it's strange, but if you can get into it, repeating mantras, repeating positive affirmations every day, it feels good. It creates a positive sensation in the body, the emotions, and the mind, and it's good for you. It's one of the oldest ways that humans got high, right? So I recommend that you give it a try. And I like this Buddhist nun and the leadership there under the Venerable Thobten Chodron, because this lady is a leftist, at least a liberal-minded Buddhist nun, and she doesn't like racists, she doesn't like sexist people like Donald Trump. She actively speaks against this guy. So, you know, with meditation, yoga, and martial arts, there are people on the left who you can look to for mentors in these paths. With the martial arts, you can look at people like Marcelo Garcia is a very good role model. George St. Pierre is a good role model in mixed martial arts and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, in grappling, you know, wrestling, submission grappling. And Stephen Kesting is a great black belt that you can look to for guidance, who has reasonable views. So these are people that you can count on to be good role models for you or for your community, your kids, and so on. So I'm going to take a quick bathroom break, and then we're going to start on the martial arts workout, which tonight is going to focus on standing techniques, mostly striking, but I'm going to throw some hip throws, some takedown drills in there, defending against takedowns and things like that. Specifically shooting for a takedown and then switching into a hip throw, boxing, kickboxing, sprawls. And the format, I'm going to write it out real quick so that it makes sense technique-wise and for building on techniques one after the other. The format is going to follow the high-intensity interval training format, which is basically you do 30 seconds to a minute of a full body exercise, and then 30 seconds to a minute of legs, and then upper body, then core. And you do it this way so that you get the whole body in your daily routine, in your workout that you can do anytime, anywhere, no matter what your circumstances are, whether you're in a war zone or whether you're in the woods or whether you have confined space in a small apartment like mine. This is also the cat's room, you know, and I sweep it and mop it every day, and I take all the cat's stuff out. When I'm done, I put all the cat's stuff back in it so that I can put the cats in here when I'm taking the electric bikes out through the door, right? So for today's workout, I'm going to write out real quick, and I'll show you how to create your own whole body high intensity interval training routine for exercise. So I create 4 columns, right? There's the full body or cardio column. Right, that's the first one on one side. And I'm going to draw a line straight down. First down the middle, and then I'll divide each section again, right? So there's a line down the middle of the page, and then there's a line down the middle of each section on the left and right. And then I bar off the top, right? So I've got 4 columns along with the label on top. There's full body on the first column. The second column is legs. The third column is upper body. And the fourth column is core or abs, right? But it also includes your back and your neck, right? So then I'm gonna put an exercise in each column, and each exercise 30 seconds to a minute of full body, then legs, then upper body, then core, over and over again for at least 32 minutes, and then you have a whole body, high intensity interval training workout. And you can count to 25 or 50 for each section, or do 25 to 50 reps in each section, and then you will have a good timer for that, whether or not you have a watch or a stopwatch available to you. But if you're looking at this on a cell phone, then you can use your cell phone, or you can follow along with me, right? So one exercise that we're going to return to is the burpee. For the full body cardio, we're going to do a full body burpee, right? Full body burpee. I put in the full body cardio column, right? That's the first exercise, is a full body burpee. For the legs, then we're gonna do squats, for example. For the upper body, we're gonna do push-ups. You can do any kind of push-ups. I'm gonna start off with handstand push-ups because that's the most difficult kind of push-up I can think of without any equipment, right? So handstand push-ups. But you can do any kind of push-ups, right? And then for the core, I'm going to do leg raises because that's the hardest thing to work on, the lower part of the belly or the gut in the core. Laying on your back, lifting both legs together. So that's one round of a high-intensity interval training format, right? That's 2 to 4 minutes right there, 30 seconds to a minute of each exercise, doing a burpee, right, for the full body, or a full body burpee, then doing squats, then doing push-ups, then doing leg raises or sit-ups, right? And so I'm going to go to the next column. I'm going to do body coordination 1, which is throwing 3 punches and then a kick, right? So body coordination 1 is cross, jab, cross, block with the hand and then kick, right? For the legs, I'm going to do kicks, right? Different kicks or kicking combinations, or just kicking left and right, high and low, right? Like cardio kickboxing. For the upper body, I'm going to do boxing combos. And I will write out at the bottom the 12 boxing combinations, right? That are the basic boxing combos, but you can mix it up. For the core, I'm going to do head movement because this is a standing striking round where I'm focusing on standing striking, right? So the head movement, your legs are planted, but I'm moving my head using my core to slip side to side. It's like if I was standing doing these oblique exercises, right? So the next round I'll probably come back to doing a full body burpee and then some kind of leg exercise, handstand push-ups or other push-ups and then leg raises. So what I'm gonna do is full body burpee, right? And then I'm gonna do lunges and throwing hooks with the hands, right? Lunge and hook. To keep with the boxing, kickboxing combos. Lunges and hooks. So I'm gonna take a lunging step and I'm gonna come up from that lunge and throw a hook, right? For the upper body, I'm gonna do elevated push-ups, my feet on an elevated platform, like the window behind me, and I'm gonna do elevated push-ups. And then this way, I'm writing out the whole workout so that no matter how tired I get, I can look at the notes and be like, okay, that's what I'm doing next. No matter how delirious and sweaty I am with sweat in my eyes, I have the format for the exercise. And for the core, for this one, we're gonna do flutter kicks because it's similar to the previous exercise, right? Now, I want to throw some standing techniques in there, but first I got to go through all of my striking exercises before I can get into the takedowns that I want to drill. So I'm going to circle back to techniquing. I'm going to do body coordination number 2, which is cross, jab, cross. And then I'm going to do a slip and a block with my lead hand, throw another cross, and then I'm going to kick with the back leg. Right? That's body coordination 2. And then for the legs, I'm going to lunge, and then I'm going to do uppercuts, right? Lunges and uppercuts. So I'm sticking to the kickboxing workout, right? But I'm combining them now with the body weight exercises. For the upper body, I'm going to come back to the boxing. And I'm going to keep practicing those boxing combos because I need to get better at those. For the core, I'm going to do high knees, right? And the high knees is for when you have someone in the clinch and you're kneeing them to the face, kneeing them in the body, right? We're going to do knees right up the middle while pulling the person from the left to the right. And we're going to do knees coming in from the sides, kneeing their legs, kneeing their core, right, in the rib cage, below the rib cage, above the hips. Now, the 4th round, we're going to go back to the full body burpee so that we're getting a good workout. We're not just doing technique, but we're doing a lot of body weight exercises. And then for the legs, let's see. For the workout round, I want to start doing my grappling, but I'm going to take it easy on the legs because I'm going to be riding the bike again for like 4 to 6 more hours when I'm doing deliveries tonight. So for the legs round, I'm going to start doing calf raises. I'm also going to start doing like footwork, right? So we're going to say fighting stances, right? For the legs, we're going to do fighting stances. And then for the upper body, we're going to come back to push-ups. So we're going to do wide push-ups first. And again, we're focusing on standing techniques today. So for the core exercise, we're going to do head movement again because it's so important. The most important thing is not getting hit. So this is what the workout looks like so far. Full body exercise, legs, upper body, core, over and over again, doing different things in each round to mix it up so you don't get too much fatigue on the one exercise, but you can still focus on that part of the body and keep working it out. So now we're going to come back to the technique round, and we're going to do body coordination number 4. We're skipping number 3 because that's traditional martial arts you don't know about. Body coordination number 4 is I'm going to go cross, jab, cross, and then I'm going to step in and lunge to get someone in the clinch, right? Or you can clap the ears and then pull them into a clinch. Then I'm going to do a high knee and a push kick, right, to kick this person in the clinch. Then for the legs, in this technique round, I'm going to go back to my kicks and I'm going to keep kicking, right? For the upper body in this round, I'm going to come back to the boxing combos, right? And then for the core, we're going to do high knees again. Right? So this is the whole workout so far. Coming back to the exercises, we're going to do full body burpees for the cardio full body round. Then for the legs, we're going to do calf raises, right? And this is related to the techniques coming up. And again, this is a standing technique focused workout tonight. And then for the full body, we're gonna do narrow push-ups. Or tricep push-ups. For the core, let's see, we're gonna do unassisted sit-ups, right? So the martial arts techniques are all standing techniques, but we're gonna get down for these core exercises. So sit-ups for the core. For the full body, we're gonna start doing freestyle kickboxing, right? So just striking, but we're mixing up the techniques. You don't have to do the same combos as before, but you kick things off with a kick and then throw some punches and move around, use the footwork. Right, for the legs, we're gonna do one more round of kicks. One more round of boxing. And one more round of head movement. For the next round, we're going to start getting into the grappling, because now we've done enough rounds to do about 30 minutes of work. So the next round for the full body cardio exercise, we're going to sprawl. Right? For the legs, we're going to shoot for a takedown. For the upper body, let's see, from a standing technique, we're going to start working on the arm drag, right? So you're just going to, it's an easy round for the arms on this one. Arm drag, you're just going inside out with the arms, right? It's an inside out block or an arm drag. Inside out block with a grip. And for the core, for this round, we're going to do a posture exercise from the standing, which is good for when you're shooting for takedowns. And this is for the back. But it's posturing up while in a wrestling stance. That's the core exercise. The next round, we're going to be doing a hip throw drill for the full body exercise. For the legs, we're going to do hip throw squats. For the upper body, we're going to be doing pummeling, right? Which is an outside in block motion like this, but you're pummeling so that you can get an over-under grip on somebody to set up the hip throw, right? And then for the core, we're going to be doing a hip throw motion from standing to reinforce the hip throw motion exercises. But you're not using the legs when you do the core round with the hip throw exercise. So it's basically like a good morning, which is like a weight exercise where you just fold, right? You're going to be folding from standing, but using your arms to go through the hip throw technique motions, right? So for the full body cardio on the next round, we're going to roll because it's related to the hip throws. For the legs, let's see. For the legs, we're going to do some karaoke, which is sideways shuffling footwork. for the upper body, we're going to start to freestyle. So you're going to do boxing combos, arm drag, and pummeling, right? Putting together everything we've been doing. And for the core, from standing, we're going to freestyle all of these exercises that we've been doing for the core from standing before, which means head movement, means the hip throw exercise, right? Posturing up, okay? For the full body cardio, we're going to freestyle everything. For the legs, we're going to freestyle everything. So you're going to be doing kicking, you're going to do hip throw squats, right? You're going to be shooting for a takedown, doing lunges and throwing hooks, lunges and throwing uppercuts, doing calf raises, changing your stance, doing footwork, right? So the last round, or the last few rounds, we're going to be doing freestyle for each round. Full body, legs, upper body, and core. So, this is 12 rounds, right? So this is 12 2 to 4 minute rounds. So if you're practicing along, take a screenshot of that and do all of these here with me in a few minutes when I get started. I'm going to put on some more energetic, motivational workout music, and I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. I recommend you do the same. Have yourself some coffee, some tea, or pre-workout, whatever you like, and we will get started with the full body martial arts solo drill workout that is emphasizing standing, striking, and grappling exercises on your feet. That's what we're about to do right now, after a quick bathroom break. So again, if you want to take a screenshot of the exercises, to get ready, take a screenshot of that, try a few exercises out, and get ready to work out with me here in a minute.
They have some idea in their head, some kind of a vision of what they want to do, but they don't know where to start. And so they say, hey, where do I start? And when's the best time to start? Where do I start? And when's the best time to start? Where do I start? And when's the best time to start? And I have a very simple answer for that. Here. And now. That's it. You want to improve? You want to get better? You want to get on a workout program or a clean diet? You want to start a business? You want to write a book or make a movie or build a house or a computer or put together some mobile application? You start right here. And when you start right now. Right now. Right now. You initiate the action aggressively. You want to improve? You want to get better? You want to get on a workout program or a clean diet? You want to start a business? You want to write a book or make a movie or build a house or a computer or put together some mobile application? The idea isn't going to execute itself. And the book isn't going to write itself. And the weights out in the gym, they're not going to move themselves. You have to do it. And you have to do it now. And that means you got to stop thinking about it and stop dreaming about it and stop researching every aspect of it and reading all about it and debating the pros and cons of it
going to start
It's like you might lose your job.
with the full body burpee.
You still gotta commit. You know? And you gotta commit. Like, you know what I mean? And you gotta commit. Like, you know what I mean? And you gotta commit. Like, you know what I mean? Don't hesitate. Go. Commit. You gotta commit.
Okay.
You
Next
know?
is
Don't
squats.
hesitate. Go. Commit. You gotta commit. And it's like, you know, you meet somebody and, hey, you know, you like her and she likes you, and you're hesitating. Don't hesitate. Go. Commit. You gotta commit. You know, commit. You gotta commit. You know, commit. You gotta commit. You know, commit. Don't hesitate. Go.
Any kind of push-up.
Commit. You gotta commit. You know, don't hesitate. Go. Commit. You gotta commit. Don't hesitate. Go. Commit. You gotta commit. You know, don't hesitate. Go. Commit. You gotta commit. You know, you might get hurt. You might lose something. But it's like you can't experience
Leg raises.
the joy that is intended for you in life if you don't go. You gotta go, man. Don't hesitate. Go. Commit. You gotta commit. You know, don't hesitate. Go. Commit. You gotta commit. You know.
So body coordination 1, cross jab, cross, walk, kick. Other side,
Negativity, that internal feeling pulling at you, that is our natural state. That is our natural state. We're being summoned to move. We earn the positivity in our heart, in our soul, by the positive actions we undertake that preserve us. That's how we stay self-governing. If we just woke up feeling perfect, we wouldn't do shit. We'd be the guy on the couch. You guys gotta realize, some are so subdued by their overeating, by their vice, by their negativity, that they just don't get. They're being told to celebrate, being
Kicks.
summoned from above. But why today? I'm told to celebrate, being summoned from above. But why today? Why today was I so fucking negative, so angry and frustrated? Perfect. That means I've just been slacking on myself, on my personal development, and I need to go harder. Negativity, that internal feeling pulling at you, that is our natural state. That is our natural state. We're being summoned to move. Negativity, that internal feeling pulling at you, that is our natural natural state. We're being summoned to move. That means you're that much more negative.
Boxing.
That much harder. That means your call is greater. Your call is greater. Why? How does this make sense? Wisdom is problems overcome. Negativity inside of us is the greatest problem that ever existed. It's ruined more lives than anything. It's basically the culprit of what causes you to partake in vice. If you woke up feeling perfect, would you run to that drink? If you woke up and everything was right, would you smoke that shit? Would you do a simple joint? No, you're doing that because something is pulling at you. Just enough. Oh, I got this anxiety. Oh, I can't sleep. Oh, I just gotta forget about this shit. It's fucking tearing me up inside. I mean, I never met anyone that didn't have negativity that pushed them towards something that they didn't want to do. Negativity, that internal feeling pulling at you. That is our natural state. That is our natural state. We're being summoned to move. Negativity, that internal feeling pulling at you. That is our natural state. That is our natural state. We're being summoned to move where we change that. Flip that negative. We realize that anger, that
Head
frustration,
movement for
that's
the
just
core.
energy emotion. We use that energy to get into motion to building the life of our dreams. I like that. This contrast created from feeling like such shit, such garbage, stepping into something we don't want to do for the greater good, to feel better on the other side, is what builds us the most. This is what does it. Literally, inaction
Here's your stance.
more fear, more doubt. Action, self-investment. That breeds self-love. That breeds self-respect. 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 Action,
Full body
self-investment.
burpee.
That breeds self-love. That breeds self-respect. You once said that if you were growing up in this generation that you would have a field day because you would take their souls. What do you mean by that?
We're gonna do lunges and
The
hooks.
younger generation quits. Not everybody. So I gotta put people get their butt hurt. So not everybody. Most of this generation quits the second they get talked to. It's so easy to be great nowadays. Most people are weak. This is a softened generation. So if you get any mental toughness,
Switch your stance.
any ability, get any fraction of self-discipline, the ability to not want to do it but still do it. And I hate to run. And what makes me so crazy, people, well, why do you run if you hate it? What are you talking about? I don't want to take showers and
Any
eat,
kind of
but I
push-up.
can't do. That's life, man. It wasn't until I changed that mentality that I became somebody. I hated going to school, so guess what? I was dumb as shit. One plus one is two. But if you can get through to doing things that you hate to do, on the other side is greatness. One plus one is two. But if you can get through to doing things that you hate to do, on the other side is greatness. On the other side is greatness. One plus one is two. But if you can get through to doing things that you hate to do, on the other side is greatness.
Butter kicks.
On the other side is greatness. That's what people are saying. By me running, I am balancing my mind. I'm not training for a race. I'm training for life. I'm training for the time when I get that 2 o'clock in the morning call that my mom is dead or something happens tragic in life. I don't fall apart. I'm training my mind and my body and my spirit so it's all one. So I can handle
coordination too. Cross, jab, cross, slip, block, cross, kick.
People say things like, I do this and kind of self-deprecating. Well, I've been lucky in this. And you know very well, a lot of life is luck. That's true. But then a lot of it is, and it's underplayed. You also work hard.
We're going to lunge and uppercut.
I realized some time ago that I'm more mode. I have that natural tendency to like underplay something very well. It's just lucky. And somebody said to me, you should do that. You do work very hard. And I thought, yes, but saying, well, I've been lucky in that is a nice way to say to other
Switch
people, oh, I
stance.
haven't really had it, but and you don't need to particularly. It's a flattering thing to say to somebody else, which ignores wonderful phrase from Ricky came across. Luck is the residue of design. Luck is the residue of design. Luck is the residue of design.
Boxing.
A lot of what we call luck, it has come about through something other than chance. I used to say, you're lucky to be born in America. And on one level that's true, which is like, you could have been born in, it's a great pull that you could have been born in Mogadishu, and it'd be a lot worse. But there's also something it covers up, which is the luck is the people before you made good choices that meant that you are in a situation which is more optimal. And it's not simply luck that you have in America the right to freedom of speech. Luck is the residue of design. Luck is the residue of design. It's the consequence of men and women making good decisions. Men and women making good decisions. Luck is the residue of design. Luck is the residue of design. We have to find a better way to understand what we often mean by luck. You have luck in your life, sometimes because other people have made good judgments that are effectively for you before your time. Your politicians, your family and others. It's not just some wild whirly. It's also make prudent decisions, make wise decisions, work hard, and a lot more. And you'll find that you are what we call lucky or luckier.
Stances.
Don't do any of that stuff.
This
Put
is a
everything
normal
off all
stance.
the time. Be lazy,
Low.
unmotivated, blame other people all the time. The things that you can correct
Back on your
yourself.
heel,
And
kicking
you'll
deep.
find you are the type of person that is
Crossing your legs to get ready to throw.
luck is the residue of design.
Horse. So if I want to switch between these
Luck is the residue of
for
design.
the sake of exercise,
It's the consequence of men and women making good decisions. Men and women making good decisions. Luck is the residue of design. Luck is the residue of design.
or more traditionally. Right. And on the other side. And these are just exercises. I wouldn't recommend that you do this stuff in a real fight by itself, right? You're just practicing different kinds of stances for the sake of the exercise, for balance. Doing some footwork. I'm stepping forward and sliding, stepping back and sliding, stepping to the side. Circling. Circling. Changing my stance. Circling.
Alright, at long last, the user interface for reality. Some of these things you're going to say, hey, I've heard about those.
Now we're going to do wide push-ups.
First, you must accept the frame, at least as a filter. There could be a subjective reality and that you can manipulate it. You should accept that systems work better than goals. People are telling me every day that they implemented systems and it changed their life. This is one of the biggest buttons on the interface for life. If you don't like where you are and you want to go somewhere else, learn how to build systems.
We're going to do head
Everything
movements.
from your diet to your career.
No, I think in this one we're doing high knees.
Talent stacking. The idea that if you're intelligent and add new talents, you become not just a little bit better, but exponentially better because talents really explode your capability and your options. So this is one of the biggest buttons on the interface to reality. It feels like it works. It feels like it works. It feels like it works.
And we missed one fold. We're going to do another core round of head
Feels like it
movement
works.
to catch up.
It feels like it works. It feels like it works.
Moving around.
Affirmations, the idea of writing down or visualizing your goals, seems to be something that gives you the impression that it works. And I say that very carefully. Does it work? Do affirmations change reality? I don't know. I don't know. I can tell you that when I've used them, the results I've gotten don't seem like anything could have been
Changing your stance.
natural. I cured an incurable voice problem. I had ridiculous stock market luck when I used the affirmations. My career, as I told you, is just crazy. The interface to reality. It feels like it works. It feels like it works. It feels like it works. The interface to reality. It feels like it works, but I'm not going to tell you it does. You should see these as filters. If it feels like it works,
Full body.
keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Body coordination. 4. Cross, jab, cross.
If it feels
Pop
like it
the
works,
ears to clinch. Knee and push kick.
keep doing it. Keep doing it.
This is not for sport.
The interface to reality. It feels like it works. It feels like it works. It feels like it works. The interface to reality. It feels like it works, but I'm not going to tell you it does. You should see these as filters.
Good. Kicks. Kicks moving forward. Kick stepping back. Push kick. So if I
Everybody's got these stupid barriers they put in their own head. You gotta resist those goddamn things because they don't do you any good, and they certainly define the potential for the future in any way. It's not self-serving, and it's not even real. But this idea that there's no way to get past the starting block today is just ludicrous. It's crazy, and it's just this poor thinking. And people that are trapped in bad situations, one of the problems is you feel like this is your future. You feel like you're fucked. You can't get out of that. There's no hope. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. There's no rainbow. And if you feel like that, that alone can be incredibly defining and limiting. But if you look at yourself objectively and say, I kind of am fucked here. I'm in credit card debt, working in a shitty job, I don't like what I'm doing, but I have some ideas. I need to feed those fucking ideas. I need to feed them and water them. I need to set aside a certain amount of time every day to just try to make those things happen every day. To just try to make those things happen every day. To just try to make those things happen every day. You can't do that. Do shit that's difficult every day. Every day. Do shit that's difficult every day. You can't do that. Do shit that's difficult every day. Every day. Do shit that's difficult. It's very important to struggle. Look at someone who's doing really well and very famous and successful. All you see is him now, flying around with private jets, wearing a new pair of sneakers every day, driving around in Bentleys. You just see that. You don't see him being a young kid in Philadelphia going to open mic nights. There's a progression that you're not witness to. You don't see it. And that takes place in everything. It takes place in all places. Comedians and musicians. There's a starting point, and with time and focus and longing to reevaluate and reassess and constantly, objectively look at what you're doing and then pursue it with passion and focus. You get better at this. There's always going to be people that are luckier than you.
let's see.
Some of it is luck, and some of it is courage.
We're
Some
gonna
of it
do
is putting your
music
ass out
here.
there. Some of it is trying things. One of the things that I always like to tell people that I think you should do is do shit that's difficult. It's very important to struggle. Do shit that's difficult every day. Every day. Do shit that's difficult every day. You can't do that. Do shit that's difficult every day. Every day. Do shit that's difficult. It's very important to struggle. Failure teaches you things that you don't learn from success. I think failure gives you an opportunity for self-examination and also gives you a feeling that is very uncomfortable.
Full body
And that
burpee.
very uncomfortable feeling helps you grow. And don't look at these failures as proof that you suck. Look at them as opportunities for growth. And don't look at these failures as proof that you suck. Look at them as opportunities to be motivated to do better. Do shit that's difficult every day. Every day. Do shit that's difficult every day. You can't do that. Do shit that's difficult every day. Every day. Do shit that's difficult.
We're gonna do calf raises.
Do shit that's difficult every
Maybe
day.
I can jump in
Every
rope
day. Do shit
in
that's
the
difficult
stance.
every day. You can't do that. Do shit that's difficult every day. Every day. Do shit that's difficult. It's very important to struggle. Life doesn't have enough of that. There's not enough struggle. You don't get to know yourself without struggle. You don't get to know your boundaries unless you push them.
Tap your heels on the
You don't
ground.
know who you are really.
Keep your toes planted now. Toes down, heels up, heels down. And then I'm gonna slow down. And just shake the body. For upper body, narrow push-ups. we're going to do sit-ups. Unassisted sit-ups.
That's where it takes the most effort. And then once you climb up and you start to get altitude, you start to get elevation, gravity becomes weaker. Your old, weaker self doesn't have the same influence that it had. Great equal you. It takes power. It takes effort to break equal you. It takes power. It takes discipline to break equal you. To break those habits. To break free of the chains that hold you back. Hold you back. Break equal you. That hardest part of changing is breaking that gravitational force
All right.
in the beginning. This stationary inertia of habit that's been controlling you
So freestyle kickboxing.
for 7, 10, 15 years. Leave your old self behind and go. Get after it. Break equal you. It takes power. It takes effort to break equal you. It takes power. It takes discipline to break equal you. To break those habits. To break free of the chains that are holding you back. Holding you back. Break equal you.
Kicks.
Governments, if they endure, always tend increasingly towards aristocratic forms. No government in history has been known to evade this pattern. And as the aristocracy develops, government tends more and more to act exclusively in the interests of the ruling class.
Boxing.
Whether that class be hereditary royalty, oligarchs of financial empires, or entrenched bureaucracy, all governments suffer a reoccurring problem. Power attracts pathological personalities. It is not that power corrupts, but that it is magnetic to the corruptible. Such people have a tendency to become drunk on violence, a condition to which they are quickly addicted. Trust no government. Trust no government. Trust no government. Trust no government. There exists a limit to the force even the most powerful may apply without destroying themselves. Judging this limit is the true artistry of government. Misuse
Head
of power
movement.
is the fatal sin. The law cannot be a tool of vengeance, never a hostage, nor fortification against the martyrs it has created. You cannot threaten any individual and escape the consequences. Good government never depends upon laws, but upon the personal qualities of those who govern. Trust no government. Trust no government. Trust no government. Trust no government. The machinery of government is always subordinate to the will of those who administer that machinery. The most important element of government, therefore, is the method of choosing leaders. We should grant power over our affairs only to those who are reluctant to hold it. And then only under conditions that
Scroll.
increase the reluctance. Trust no government. Trust no government. Trust no government. Trust no government. Trust no government.
Shooting for the takedown.
If there is no enemy, one must be invented. The military force which is denied an external target always turns against its own people.
Does
Arm drag.
discipline ever fail you? No. Actually, discipline does not fail me. I fail discipline. That's what happens on days where I veer off the path and on to the slippery slope of weakness. It is discipline's fault. It's my fault. I'm the one that's being weak. It's my fault. I'm the one that's not holding the line. I'm the one that is deciding to take the short-term gratification instead of the long-term domination. When I make that error, when I let discipline down,
Posturing up.
there's only one thing to do. And that's get back on the path. Get back on it. Get back on the path. Get back on it. Get back on the path. Get back on it. Step it up and go harder and push for me. Get back on the path. Get back on it. When laziness creeps in, it's not discipline that opened the door. It's me. It's me rationalizing and explaining and justifying that laziness.
That doesn't seem like much, but you feel it in the
When I
back.
decide to take the easy path instead of the righteous path,
Hip throw, full body exercise.
that is my decision. That's all. That's all.
Moving forwards,
It's me deciding to cave
moving
to my
backwards.
and become a slave to them. And when I make that error, when I let discipline down, there's only one thing to do. Get back on it. Get back on the path. Get back on it. Get back on the path. Get back on it. Step it up and go harder and push for me. Get back on the path. Get back on it.
Hip throw squats.
Cleanse yourself in the fire and the suffering of the discipline and get back on the path. The hard, unrelenting path of discipline. That path that leads to freedom.
Calming.
It's this fear of discomfort. People have this extreme feeling in their mind when it comes to their associations with exercise. They want to avoid discomfort. They feel like any type of exercise is just like something to be avoided. That's not for me. Fuck that. I don't want to sweat. I don't want to strain. I don't want to sweat. I don't want to strain. A lot of times this association that they have is about the beginnings of getting in shape. It's not about once you're actually fit. It's once you're actually fit and you forward to it. It feels great. If I can't get a workout in, I look at my schedule and go, oh shit, I don't have time for a workout, which means I'm not going to get that good feeling. Get that good feeling. And so instead of looking at it like, oh, I've got to go grunt and sweat, I'm thinking I'm not going to feel good. I'm not going to feel relaxed. I'm not going to feel carefree, even appreciative. Like my appreciation of things, it gets enhanced greatly after exercise. I just feel better. I want to sweat, I want to strain, I want to sweat, I want to strain, I want to sweat, I want to strain, I want to sweat, I want to strain. Get that good feeling. Get that good feeling. Get that good feeling. I want to sweat, I want to strain, 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 I want to sweat, I want to strain. Get that good feeling. Get that good feeling. Get that good feeling. It feels great. Most people, their associations aren't to avoid anything that's uncomfortable. It's so illogical. Discomfort is your friend. It really is. Discomfort, not
Folding
being happy.
for the hip throw for the
Certain
core.
situations in life, they're massive, massive motivators. They're amazing at facilitating change. Yet our instinct is to avoid those and just sit on the couch and watch some fucking reality show. It's bizarre. When I get really disciplined and really consistent with my workouts, I almost feel momentum. I feel like there's push behind me, like, all right, yeah, now I'm doing sweat. I want to strain, I want to sweat, I want to strain, I want to sweat, I want to strain, I want to sweat, I want to strain. Get that good feeling. Get that good feeling. Get that good feeling. I want to sweat, I want to strain, 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 I want to sweat, I want to strain. Get that good feeling. Get that good feeling. Get that good feeling. Yeah, now I'm doing it. Yeah, now I'm doing it. I'm doing it all the time now. I'm looking forward to the next time, and it makes that resistance much
that's
weaker.
like a good
And
morning.
it makes my motivation and my discipline much
Of the hip
stronger.
throws.
I think a lot of it's based on just the consistency.
Rolling.
Blowing something off is not just bad for you physically, it's also bad mentally, because then that option is now available. The option to fuck off. You did it
Throw
before,
somebody.
you're probably going to do it again, and you'll get mediocre results, not just in that aspect of your life, in all aspects of your life. That option to fuck off, when you embrace it, that is a pathway that you might choose when it comes to dealing with conflict in your personal life, business decisions, career decisions, like an uncomfortable decision that you might be faced with, what your pathway is in life, but you don't do it, instead you fuck off. And that inclination to fuck off, that gathers momentum as well. The inclination to be disciplined, that comes with momentum. I think both things. You take a path. I want to sweat, I want to strain, I want to sweat, I want to strain, I want to sweat, I want to strain, I want to sweat, I want to strain.
Karaoke footwork. Freestyle for the upper body.
Your body is like a race car that you can juice up yourself. Like you can add the fat tire, you can add improved suspension, you can beef up the horsepower of the engine. You can do all that yourself. Or you can just choose to have this shitty body. No one's under the illusion you're gonna live forever, but you are enhancing the experience that you're currently involved in right now. You are alive, you do experience this life, but do you experience this life optimal? Is it as enjoyable as it can be? And we all know there's a spectrum for that enjoyability. We've all had times in our life where it's not been so great, and then times in our life everything came together like, what a fucking great day, woo! Great day, woo! Great day, woo! Great day, woo! Make more of those. Make more of those. Make more of those. You can make more of those. And then the whole thing's better. And then the whole thing's better. And I think when that whole thing is better, it affects everybody you touch, everybody that's around you, everybody you come in contact with. That in turn, it sounds so grandiose, but in turn,
Freestyle for the core.
the entire race of human beings.
full body freestyle. So we're going to do the striking, the hip throw, the takedown. For example, freestyle with the legs, leg round. Freestyle with the upper body. And one more freestyle with the core. And that's it. So that should be more than 32 minutes. High intensity interval training. This is the format we followed. We did a full body exercise, then legs, then upper body, then core. 30 seconds to a minute each, or 25 to 50 seconds, so that we could transition from exercise to exercise smoothly, excuse me. And yeah, so we just did my whole daily routine, yoga, meditation, martial arts, solo drills that you can do in this much space, right? The size of a yoga mat. I clear out this room, sweep it and mop it every day, take all the cat stuff out. When I go deliver food on the electric bikes, put all the cat stuff back in here So they have a room, I can shut the door so they don't go out when I open the front door. So I encourage you to develop your own daily routine. Today's focus was on standing, stand-up techniques, and body weight exercises. We did the short version of the Ashtanga Yoga Primary Series. We did a meditation on the Buddha, and we did a full body, high intensity interval training format workout where we did full body, legs, upper body, core over and over again, about 2 to 4 minutes for each block for a little over half an hour. So I encourage you to develop your own routine. Start off with some coffee, caffeine, pre-workout drink with creatine and vitamins. Put some vitamin C packets in there. Drink some protein powder, lots of water when you're done. One of these full of pre-workout, one of these full of protein shake, one of these full of water. And then, plant-based fruits and veggies, carbs and proteins afterwards. And get lots of rest. And I'll see you tomorrow. Try to do it every day, 60 days.